All right. Go live real quick. I'm going to do this, and we are going to talk about the challenges of taking so long for me to get to what I'm doing. Okay, there I am. There I go. All right, y'all. I'm going to share my screen. Make sure I put this so I can see. We're going to talk about preparing the content creator for the emotional journey of creating content. We're in a new era for sure. So I want to make sure I'm seeing myself. Hello, everyone. If you're watching live, comment live. If you're watching the replay, comment replay. Let me share my screen here. Okay. We're going to do a little bit of a little master class kind of thing. And see what happens. So I have I want to make sure that y'all can see me. Okay. Yay. Okay, perfect. And in that way I can see the chat and all the good stuff. All right, y'all. Have a lot of things that I want to share as it pertains to preparing the content creator for the emotional journey of creating content. If you can hear me, give me a 1 in the comments, or in the chat. If you can give me some hearts and let me know that you can hear me or see me. All right. So this is what we're going to talk about today, because I have to help us navigate through this new normal. I know I can't help everybody, but I can help somebody. So if you are feeling discouraged, if you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm so burnt out with all this content, just come back and look at this video and be reminded that this is all a game and you have to play the game. Okay. All right. So the first thing is as a person who creates content, who has coached, who has helped women at large to build businesses based on content and using social media and leveraging the systems to do just that. I guess everybody can hear me since nobody is saying anything in the chat. So hopefully somebody come and say something. But anywho, here we go. So I wanted to, kind of bring this information to the forefront, because I know that a lot of people are starting to get overwhelmed by the influx of content, the information, the constant need to get creative, to become more and more innovative in their content. All these systems, it can be very overwhelming. Okay. Am I freezing? Let me know if I'm freezing, y'all. I think it was frozen at first. So, I think we just have to come to grips with the fact that capitalism is now masculinizing, and I'm making a word up, creativity, unfortunately. This is not going to be a long live because I have to coach in about 30 minutes. But now we're seeing that laid off employees are now solopreneurs, y'all. They're now freelancers, they're content creators, they're now in some sense, depending on how they're navigating their future and navigating their businesses, they are now um agency owners too, right? So the systems that we are entering are still extractive. They're being asked to produce like machines, not like visionaries. So I wanted to kind of put that out there that a lot of us are struggling with creating content that feels really good to us. And I think that we have to start asking ourselves, like, what am I really truly doing? Why do I feel misaligned? Why do I feel like I'm not getting what I need? Why does it feel like um I'm being suppressed, like my content is being suppressed? If you're watching live, comment live. If you're watching the replay, comment replay. Give me some hearts. If you are watching, I would love to know. Let me know in the chat section below, just so I can know somebody's here. I know that we love to hide and not let nobody know we're here, but it would be great for algorithm sake to let me know. And this is an impromptu live, by the way. I did not plan this. I wanted to put this out there because it was in me to put it out there, and I'm still working through deliverables through my sessions I've been having. If you are interested in scheduling a session to put some structure to your content, definitely look at the at my link in the description box. That way you can get some structure, because we're going to talk about that in a minute too. We're still seeing the systems, right, are being extractive. They're asking to produce. People are asking to produce like machines because now creativity can be measured. So creativity is punished if it's not profitable. So we're seeing a lot of people saying, like, I put my heart and soul to this content. I really planned it out. I really feel good about it. But all of a sudden, I put it out there. I posted on LinkedIn, or I posted it on TikTok. I put it out there on Facebook, and it's not being picked up. People are not engaging with it. I feel like I'm being shadow banned. So there's so much around this stuff. And you see certain people that are making 3, 4, 5, 7, $15,000 a month, $25,000 a month, 50,000, because sometimes they're being contacted straight by the companies. Sometimes they are giving bonuses that a lot of other people are not aware of. So I'm gonna tell you, like, this content creation is now about who is putting things out there more, is competitive in so many ways. Do not allow these people to mess with you and play with you in your face. Okay. So you have to have other things going on in your business, because I told y'all that y'all were going to be, you were going to be, what is it called? Either you were going to be personal brands, you will be paid per views, or you will be paid currency. So this is all interesting. It's very interesting. So the rise of AI, layoffs, and economic pressure has turned creativity into a metric and not mastery. So I think it's interesting too that for the first time in history, in my humble opinion, from what I've seen, that creativity now is measured. The feminine trait that we could not make money from years and years and years ago, now, and I'm talking about at large, like, it wasn't taken seriously. Like, when people said they wanted to be a singer when they grew up, obviously singing was abstract, because it depends on how you make people feel when you sing. There are some people who thought they could sing, you know, and they really felt like they could sing. They were going on American Idol, and it was judged, right? And then you had some people that could really sing, and then you have people that can sing and they're flat broke, or they're working a regular 9 to 5, and they have a gift, and they try to put themselves out there, and then they retract back because things are not happening for them. Maybe they got into they was in what is it called? They got into some bad blood with some producers or something, or got their demo stolen, and they didn't get credit for their songs, and blah blah blah. So many things could have happened, right? But creativity is now being measured and considered as a metric, because now it's scalable. So they're scaling creativity. creativity is also not female exclusive. It is deeply rooted, however, in feminine energy. Okay, so feminine creativity is a feminine trait, right? It's a feminine trait. It does not mean that, it's only limited to women, right? It's just saying that it's a feminine creative right brain characteristic. Okay. And I'm gonna share some articles and some things I found online that I thought was really interesting too. So capitalism, again, like I just said, it's not female exclusive, but it is deeply rooted in feminine energy. So what are the traits of creativity? I'm sorry, the feminine. Okay, so what are the traits? One of the traits is intuition. That is often pushed away because intuition has everything to do with insight and a forward future, what's coming up, very spiritual, right? It's creative. It's a intelligence, it's a divine intelligence. You're tapping into a divine source to be able to have foresight, fluidity, right? So water is associated with the feminine. Water it can be chaotic, it can be everywhere, it can be it can crash into it can crash into mountains, it can do whatever, right? But there has to be, especially if it's going to be quote unquote a measurable metric, right? If it's going to be used as profit, then guess what? We have to contain it. We have to contain the water. So vision is also considered a feminine trait. And the vision is usually, and we're not talking about like vision as in, oh, I can see myself doing this. No, it's really about a strong conviction of an ideal state. It's a strong conviction of an ideal state. So you can see something in spirit, and it's like you in an ideal way, in a higher way, right? And so when this is why people don't always believe you when you say you have a vision for your life, or you say this is my dream, I really want to do this with my life. And a lot of people don't really go hand in hand with it because they don't see what you see. And then expression is an ideal or idea, creative, being expressed through the human. This is why they say that humans are channels. Humans are they're vessels, right? We're vessels. Depths, right? So going into depth, it is when somebody will tell you, because I get this a lot too, when people say, Jay, you so deep, girl, I ain't deep like you. Because we think about things. We're very like the feminine, and I'm not talking about, this is not to be limited to gender, right? So men and women have this. It's just women tend to be heavier in the feminine than men, but men have it too. We both have feminine, masculine, but women have to be masculine sometimes because it's logic, it's work, it's structure, so that we can literally survive, right? But now they're opening up the floodgates to say, hey, go ahead and create your heart out. However, it's just like it's very Aquarian coded. I talked about this on my TikTok. It's very Aquarian, right? So Aquarius has everything to do with the masculine pouring the pitcher of water to the feminine, right? Which is water, right? And when we think about that, it's almost like the masculine is saying, and we're talking about the systems, right? We're talking about logic. We're talking about corporatization. I can let you be creative as long as I get to control where you go, or I can control how you go. This is a way for us to be managed in our creation. But then it's also another thing of when a lot of people are being laid off from these jobs, and they're being laid off from corporate. A lot of them are getting into, content creation, but they're going to be doing something, I feel, a little bit, they're going to play in your face a little bit, right? So it's going to be a dangling of the carrot to get you to perform for this money. So Facebook has monetization programs, TikTok monetization, YouTube monetization. I think Snapchat even has monetization now. LinkedIn, I heard, just introduced a monetization program for their content creators. So you got Substack now, right? So you have all of these different systems that are sharing this. Everybody got a monetization program. And when you're talking about money, obviously, you're going to get people that they want money because money is the medium. It's the way that we pay for things. Like the quality of life is measured on how much money you have. And I'm gonna tell you this too, money can be a big driver of ego. It can also be a big driver of the life you want to live. It can be a big driver of how you feed yourself, all of that. They know what they're doing. So, and it's funny to me that, like I said on TikTok, that it's funny that they're introducing or really driving the creator economy right now, which is, as of today, worth over $250 billion. And it's supposed to be by 2027 valued at 480 billion. This system, or this particular economy, which is creator economy, it's really interesting that they are putting this or pushing this when the dollar itself has lowered in value by 25% since 2020. That in itself is interesting to me. So what does this mean in the creator economy? So creators, especially women, in my humble opinion, are going to be expected to perform like machines and then blamed for not being consistent enough. This is why I think AI also, there's one of the reasons why AI is here, because AI gives us the ability to co-create. Also, AI gives us the ability to curate content. Soul-led content is called emotional or irrelevant until it directly sells. Also, depth is penalized. So quick hits and formulaic posts get the algorithm love. So you'll see somebody that's creating content and you look at their posts and you're like, wow, every time they go live or every time they post content, this person gets all these people watching them. They get so much engagement. Not understanding that a lot of content creators have to stay in a space of, they can't do a lot of following of people. They can't do a lot of consumption of content because it definitely drives the value of their own creativity down, right? So I'm going to go here because I saw this article. I thought it was so good. The future of the creator economy. And this was written, this was a company. I can't even see it. And I'm going to bring it down here. Hold on. Oh, thought it was good. Let me see if I can move the uh-oh, am I double talking myself? Look, I'm on my own YouTube. So this particular report was so good. I wanted to share a snippet of it whenever I can get it turned, whenever it loads. And it just speaks to the creator economy, right? And this company creator report that I wanted to share. And I just thought it was really interesting and really good. And of course, this Wi-Fi is being real ugly right now, but it's coming up. So I'm gonna be patient. You guys be patient too. Be patient too. Just keep the phone up. You all right? Give me some hearts. You see the heart down there? Just give me some hearts. Pump it up. I'm not gonna see anybody's name or identity. So I just want to make sure that y'all are still here. So the creator economy, and I was talking about this too on my TikTok, but I was saying that we have to start taking care of ourselves. And I told y'all that the feminine is going to be, it's all about community and collaboration. So you will have to be collaborative, communicative, and you're going to have to be community driven. Community driven. You're going to have to like people. You're going to have to you're going to have to basically understand that just because you have people following you does not mean that you're going to be, they're going to be buyers, right? So don't expect your audience to buy from you every time you launch something, is what I'm trying to say too. That's very important. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons why a lot of people struggle with building communities, because you have to be emotionally intelligent. Here it come, y'all. It's coming. And that's why I said, like, some of these reports and stuff show a lot of different information I think is going to be beneficial to creators. It's just something we just have to structure ourselves. We have to structure ourselves. So the report is coming up. Just be patient. I got all these notifications coming up. I just think it's very interesting. It's very unfortunate that that a lot of people are feeling very fatigued about this. But I wanted to go to a part of this study. So the age of the creator is now. So the co-founder, okay, epidemic sound, because I know I got this from somewhere that was okay. So the content business is booming. 85 million individuals and 110 million companies are creating content right now. So that's a lot of content. And I'm going to kind of push you down here. Content is not just big business. It is an economy of its own. It does fuel some of the world's biggest companies. And y'all know that people love to share their experiences with different products and things like that. So this report surveyed 3,000 content creators. And we're just going to have to be honest with what I said. This is where we at. What do we mean by creators? So they're basically, because some people are full-time, okay? They're full-time creators. The creators want more control over their own work. They want control over their own audiences, their time, and their technology. And this is leading them to get more creative naturally with their approach to work, their approach to business, and the approach to for the future. So being successful, obviously, in this particular report says it doesn't come easy. I'm going to kind of skip down a little bit. And they said, what do we mean by creators? So obviously, they're talking about full-time creators, those for whom content creation is what? A profession. So for everybody out there that's talking about, content creation is not real. That is not real. She a content creator. People are making bank. They're buying houses, cash money. This is a profession now. Just like a coach, a life coach, or a career coach, or a business coach, those were considered professions, like an attorney. Creators, content creators are now considered a profession. Part-time creators, those who would refer to content creation as a side hustle. And then you have in-house creators, those who are working as freelancers for or are employed directly by brands and agencies to create content, because there are some content creators that have agencies. So key findings, which I thought was very interesting, is music elevates content. People like to hear music with their content, okay? Which is interesting. This is why you see, like, especially on Instagram and TikTok, I know, that using music can contribute to content successes, all right? Now this one is kind of interesting to me. I thought it was, creators are more ambitious than ever. And ambition used to always be seen as a negative. Like some people be like, oh, women are just too ambitious, especially with women. And it seemed like now, like, ambition is fine. It's okay now that, creators are fine. We want you to be ambitious. Yeah, because we have to be now. I mean, we have to be. But 98% of creators say that they have creative or business goals for the next 12 months. This is what I did today. I took out the time to sit down in my ClickUp to get my ClickUp completely together, because I knew that content creation, if you're not careful, it will turn into just a willy-nilly concept where you just kind of, oh, well, let me go ahead and post this. Oh, no, some women have to have structure. Some people don't have to, but some people for sure have to have some level of structure. That's very important. AI has become a crucial part of creation. So 91% of all creators are using AI in the content creation process. I'm telling you that AI has been such a help to me. I'm just telling you, it's very interesting. Creative control comes with challenges. So 96% of all creators are facing challenges in the content creation process. Okay, now I thought this was interesting. A maturing creator economy is showing the state of play. I don't have long, so we're going to probably do another part of this. I'll probably do it again tonight. Almost 2/3 or 61% of all creators today work full time. Okay. That's 6% higher than 2024's research. But what's more, 19% of content creators are planning on launching a business in the next 12 months, which is good because as you build an audience, you get a chance to build new businesses or expand the one that you already have. 98% of full-time and part-time creators say that they have, the business goals for the next 12 months. But this is the part two. The top business goals of full-time and part-time creators include expanding to new platforms, making more long-form content, which is very interesting because I think that this is the case because these platforms want people to stay on the app longer. And look at this. And I had just talked about that today too. Collaboration with other creators. So you're going to have to become more and more creative on how you put yourself out there and express yourself. Another thing I thought was cool is launching merch. Y'all. I'm getting tongue-tied. That's too funny. Oh, I'm laughing at myself. Okay, I'm going to skip. Oh, wait. This was good. Expanding to new platforms is not solely about ambition, though. It's about control. And 29% of all creators predict that platform diversification can help manage platform volatility. I think that is spot on because these platforms are so unstable, especially TikTok with all this always getting ready to stop and it's 90 days and we got another company that's going to buy it and we don't know if this company is going to buy it. Oh, it's going dark on the 15th. And what if this happens, I'm going to miss everybody, and then it goes dark for 5 hours and then it comes back up. We don't want anybody to play in our face this year. Okay, so despite the ongoing uncertainty around TikTok's future, 44% of US creators are planning to expand to the platform in the next 12 months because TikTok is a discovery platform. Okay, so I'm going to skip down here a little bit, but the top 5, this was interesting, y'all. The top 5 platforms full-time and part-time creators plan to expand to in the next 12 months. Look at here. YouTube. I've been telling people, get your YouTube, please. You need a YouTube channel. Google, honey, Google is not playing with this flow and with all these new tools with Gemini. Gemini, and then what is it called? VO3. This is interesting. Hey, Mika. So 41% of Instagram, oh my goodness, like TikTok, Facebook, obviously, Snapchat. And I think I heard Snapchat also pays very well, but I just can't get into Snapchat, y'all. I may get into Snapchat later, but what we don't want to do is overwhelm ourselves. Okay, what does success looks like to most creators? And I thought this was interesting. Success looks like stability. It looks like stability. Let me see if I can make this bigger so y'all can see. Stability. This is interesting. The primary sources of income for full and part-time creators. As you can see, what is Coach doing? Look, what is Jay doing right now? I'm live streaming, right? I'm live streaming because for YouTube, especially, it's one of the key areas where the metrics are higher than some of the other parts of YouTube. Okay. Almost. Okay, there we go. I don't want to go back. So 25% of creators' success looks like the balance of financial stability and doing what they love. If you ask people what they really truly want to do, like they don't mind creating. It's just that, make it stable, make it dependable. And I think that's in all cases, because when we were in 9 to 5s, very heavy, like people wanted to, do their job and then have a creative outlet, whether it was DJing, whether it was dancing, whether it was going painting. There was no expectation to the creative, right? But now, if we're going to create in this abstract and it's, it's here, there, and everywhere, how in the world are we able to capitalize off of it? So that's really interesting because they can't leave a system because it's capitalism, right? So how are creatives earning money? In 2025, creators are spreading their income streams more evenly than they were in 2024, demonstrating how they are not prepared to hedge their bets on one platform or business model. I think that is, TikTok kind of proved that. So 27% fan subscriptions. I told you what I tell y'all, subscription-based services. So you need to think about your communities and your subscriptions and all of that. Platform creator funds. These are primary sources. And then brand partnerships. That is happening too. Today, more creators want creative freedom. This is the feminine. The feminine wants to just flow, right? We just want to flow. We don't want to be held in a place where it's either this or nothing. Like an employer, you had to work this job, and then if you did work a second job, you had to let HR know. And nobody wants to do that. Like, I want to tell everybody what I do on my spare time. Like, let me do me, right? Okay, so let me go down here. Oh, creation challenges, I thought was really good. The biggest content creation challenges stem from time constraints. Okay, creative burnout. I'm gonna tell you this with 35% that's feeling like this, creative burnout. You need to have structure. This is why I took a hit on my salary this year so that I could get 2 things in order. Number 1, AI upskilling, and then number 2, my systems and stuff set up. I got rid of systems that I no longer use because I was going into a different business model. But this was all about getting a new structure in place so that we can slow down and speed up. That's really important. Discoverability and algorithms. So that's another thing, like If you're not utilizing discovery platforms, it can be a challenge for sure. So you have to utilize discoverable platforms so that you can be found by new people, because again, it goes back to every single day you need to position your marketing, quote unquote, or your content deliverability to reels or shorts or something like that. People need to see you for the first time so they can follow you. And then having things like this, like a live or something like that, where you can nurture your community. Okay. I'm gonna go down a little bit. How are creators using AI? Chatbots or virtual assistants, which I totally agree with. Okay. Personalized recommendation engines, yes. Look, image and video recognition tools, yes. 28% tools that adapt music to fit content, and then of course 27% automated transcription tools, which is one of the reasons I love using it. And then nearly all full-time creators are using AI for content creation, which I don't blame, because it can really help. Oh, they got my boy Chris, though. I love his content too. I'm gonna skip down a little bit past the music. I think that's it. Oh, so it has here the top tips for creators in the year ahead. More creators are embracing direct to fan models, which is basically providing stability in the wake of platform volatility in an algorithm, which is basically your communities. You have to think about that, your community subscriptions and things like that. Diversifying their platforms and content strategies. So creators are planning to expand to new platforms, which almost a third saying that diversification can help protecting them against platform volatility. Yes, yes, yes. Leverage AI to focus on human creativity. So those times when you are not in creative flow, definitely use your AI of choice, whether it's Gemini, whether it's ChatGPT, whether it's Claude. It doesn't matter, just choose one. A lot of people like myself love ChatGPT. My secondary platform is Gemini. I know that a lot of people use Claude, which is cool, but those are the two that have been very beneficial for me. And plus, I mean, I always try to use platforms that I know and I can always master, right? So that's kind of me. Let me see. And so that's pretty much it, y'all. I think that was all that I have for today. Oh, this slide on Substack was so good to me. Um, and I just thought it was timely because again, we're going back to a little bit of the community piece. I may have to do a part 2 on this slide. I need to make sure I can save it. Can I save this? Oh, save this image. I didn't want to save the image. I wanted to save the darn thing. Save the actual post. But I will go ahead and I think that's kind of, let me see. You know what? I'm gonna share it to my notes. You know what? That's how I can combat that, because I was like, how do I do this? I can just go back in my notes and reread it. So anyway, I hope that this particular live helped you. I may go live again later, but I wanted to kind of put that out there because we are in a different normal right now, and it's very interesting, but it's time to get it in. All right, y'all. Creativity. There's so much going on, but we're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your day, and we will talk soon. Bye.